Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Teacher Tip Tuesday. I'm Stephanie with Archangel Education and Technology, and this week I want to take a minute, stop, slow down, and take a look at technology integration tips. For several months now, we've been talking about many ideas for how to incorporate technology into the classroom, teacher ideas and resources. And I just want to take a moment to look at what are some tips that you can use in your classroom. I know not everyone is natural with technology, and that is okay because I want to share a secret with you. I was not a natural either. I happened to win a classroom set of Chromebooks from my principal, and that's how I got started with incorporating technology into my classroom. My teaching partners at the time and I wrote a proposal to the principal, and she chose us to house the only set of Chromebooks in the school in our fifth grade classrooms. And that's how I got started. I wanted to share some things that I've learned along the way to try and help you as you work on integrating technology into your own classroom. This is a resource page that we have available to you. I'm going to provide a link along with our video this week, and you can click on it. Please use it. There are lots of tips and extensions and add-ons and apps that you can use in your classroom. Lots of information over here about Google and the various subject resources that you can use in your classroom. So under here, I have technology integration tips. So for me, it's really important to take it slow. Don't feel that you have to go from 0 to 60 immediately. Technology is constantly changing. There are new tools and resources that are being created every single day. It is hard to wade through all of that information to figure out what's going to be useful for you, what's going to be realistic for you. And so it's going to be important for you to look through and figure out one thing that you can start with. And once you have mastered that one thing, then move on to the next thing. Whenever I'm doing coaching or videos or anything, I always like to say to my viewers that it's really important for you to not get overwhelmed by all of the information that I'm going to be presenting to you. Take one thing that you really like. And then the reason I provide the resources to you and the videos to you week to week is so that you can go back and look at all of that information and synthesize what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and then pull something else that interests you and try to incorporate it into your next unit or your next project with your students. Um, my second tip is trust your students. Um, Students today, you've heard me say it time and time again, they are digital natives. They are born with technology knowledge that we just don't have. And so embrace that knowledge. Let them help you and learn from your students. Oftentimes during indoor recess opportunities, I would allow my students to play on my active panel or my smart board, depending on which classroom I was in at the time. And they would figure out how to do things. And I would say, whoa, 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 how'd you do that? And I would have them teach me. One of the jobs that I always used to have in my classroom was a technology helper. That was usually the kid that could take apart anything and put it back together again, because naturally they know how to do those things. And so allow the students to help you in the classroom. Um, Additionally, use your colleagues as resources. Ask for help. Although we love to think that we are superheroes, we just simply are not. And we don't know everything. We can't do everything. So you have a network built into your school. Use those people around you. Use me as a resource. Contact me if you have an idea. Let me help you work through how you can create technology in your classroom. Again, share your ideas and your resources. If you find something that you love, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. talk to other teachers, talk to your colleagues, share it with me. I'll put it on here. We can do maybe a Teacher Tip Tuesday together, where you can encourage others to use the resource that you have found. Another idea is to give students a choice. There is more than one way to create a project. And so, what's important is not necessarily the product, but the process on how the students got to that product. And so focus more on the process rather than the outcome. Every student learns differently. Um, we need to give them the opportunity to show what they know in unique and different ways. Give them a rubric with the project requirements and then allow them to use the resources that they are comfortable using. Now, I say this knowing that realistically, we cannot give every single project or every single thing in our classroom student choice. It's just not realistic. But try one thing, try one project, try um, a reading. You read a novel and they have to do a project at the end. And, historically, you've always done a diorama. And so vary it up a little bit this time. Think of 3 or 4 different projects that they could do and create a rubric for each one. Talk with your students in the classroom and ask them how they want to show a project. Do they want to do a group project? Do they want to do individual? Do some want to do group and some want to do individual? Um, reach out to both those interpersonal and intrapersonal types of learners. And so you can utilize the strengths that are within your classroom, but also know that sometimes you're not going to be able to do a student choice project every single time, and that's okay because we all have areas for growth as well. And so, utilizing various projects will help to strengthen those areas of growth, as well as give confidence to those that are stronger in those particular areas. In the different projects that you do. And then finally, don't expect to do your students to do something that you don't know how to do. If you see them doing something and have them teach you, learn about it, research it. Research is vital. If you are requiring your students to use GarageBand to record a song or a particular instrument, you need to know how to use GarageBand as well. Part of your instruction should be to introduce that resource to them and be able to answer their questions about it. If you don't know the answer, it's perfectly okay to say, I don't know the answer, but you should go back and find out the answer and then return to the students to be able to give them an update. So again, this is a resource page. You are welcome to use it. Here is the home page. And along the side, you can click through and see all the different information and the communal resources that I have provided to you. I hope this is helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you for next week's Teacher Tip Tuesday. Take care.